We're talking to Mike Todd, a Medina Township Trustee, as well as State Central Committee member. And Mike, I guess first of all, tell us a little bit about, we'll start with State Central Committee. Tell us a little bit about that position.
All right, the State Central Committee is pretty much it's the executive committee of the Ohio Democratic Party. We're in charge of just endorsing candidates. We're in charge of basically how the party runs. All of us are on the executive committee. We vote on the party chair, and we vote on things. We're required to have 4 meetings a year and to go through and make any changes to the party constitution or anything else as we deem necessary throughout the course of the year.
And as Medina Township Trustee, why has that been an important position for a Democrat, say, to take over?
All right, well, the position itself, while it's nonpartisan, it's important that we have Democrats in the position, and the reason is that that's the lowest form of government that we have throughout the county, actually throughout the state. And at that level is where the rubber meets the road. It's where we are in charge of the police force, the fire department, we're in charge of the road department and the fundings and the budget. We really have a direct impact on levies and how money is spent to help out the citizens of our community. And so it's important because that's where Democrats really sow the seeds of a ground campaign so that they get to know the people on the road in their community, and they get to really know what their community thinks and feels. Sometimes at the higher positions, it's easy to lose sight of any particular community and to only look at the big picture and forget about the people that are down on the ground, that are working their jobs day to day, that are struggling to pay their bills or take care of their children and their family. Where at a township level, we're really in touch with that constituency, and it really allows us to bring them into the party fold and to really help us develop and move forward as a party.
Are there any particular issues that are affecting your township now that you are trying to solve?
Well, budget. Budget, I think any township's always a big issue. For us, particularly, we have a police department that's probably under-budgeted and under-staffed. And solving that challenge without raising taxes or doing anything else to put a tax burden on the community is a difficult challenge. And the reason why is that in Ohio, our property tax value is so tied to the funding of our government that whenever we want to add the funding, we increase the property tax to help fund our government. And for older citizens and people that are on fixed incomes, the increase in property tax can have a debilitating effect on their ability to stay in a home and to maintain their being part of the community. It's really difficult from the state part of the community because we're actually pricing them out of their homes through taxes, not through the property value of the house itself.
You ran a very assertive, very aggressive campaign to become, actually, for both of your positions. Do you have any advice, any knowledge that you'd like to share to help other Medina County Democrats, future candidates, the candidates now, on how to be more assertive, more aggressive Democrats to win more races?
Well, I think that what some people forget is that the assertive campaign wasn't because assertive in that it was strategical. It was assertive because that's how you really get to know your community. It's impossible to know your community if you don't get in touch with them. If you're not out there knocking on doors, if you're not out there being at community events, if you're not out there talking to the constituents of the community, it's impossible to know what your community thinks. So while it may seem like an aggressive campaign, it's not aggressive. It's the way that you really need to get in touch with your community. And then by doing that, what you do is you build good faith with your community and allow them to get to know you. And then you go through and you do the other things. Some of it, as far as advertising, raising money, putting up signs, that's a little more aggressive. And those are things that are necessary because a lot of it's about name recognition. And if nobody knows who you are, regardless if you're 60 years old with splendid credentials or 30 years old with no credentials, it makes no difference because nobody knows who you are. You can be the best candidate in the world and you can have the most to offer to any public office out there. And that could be for President of the United States, but if nobody knows who you are, they're not going to vote for you. And so I guess never take it for granted, keep working hard, and never think that enough is enough.
Well, thank you for your time.
All right,
We've been speaking to Mike Todd. Thanks.